Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to this course, the e-commerce and digital marketing. Now we are in chapter 6. Now we're talking about mobile e-commerce and ubiquitous computing. Okay, let's get started. Okay, later on we will more talk about the concepts, the landscape, the attributes, the drivers, and the applications and benefits of the mobile commerce. All right, so first of all, let's break it down in simple terms. Mobile commerce or m-commerce. It's just the business done on the go using your phone or other wireless devices. Think of us shopping on Shopee or transferring money with Line Pay. That's one of the e-commerce, m-commerce, sorry. So why is it so popular? You know that mobile commerce, it's super convenient. Convenient here means that you can do it anytime, anywhere, and it's also interactive. It means like chatting with the seller live, and even it's personalized. Personalized here means that the apps recommend the stuff that you might like. Plus, it knows your location, okay? Since it knows your locations, so you can get discounts for nearby stores. So in this case, m-commerce is all about making life easier by putting the shopping, the payments, and the services right in your pocket. It's very cool, right? Now let's make sense of this mobile computing and mobile commerce landscape. Okay, so here in the slide, I know it looks complicated, but it's actually just about how our phones and apps work together to make a life easier, to make life smarter. Okay, first, let's talk about the technical stuff. Okay, the technical stuff. Don't worry, it's not the deep technology, something like that. Okay. Okay, the first of all, we'll talk about the technical stuff, the networks. Okay, the networks like, you know, like 4G and then 3G. Okay, oh sorry, I start from the 3G instead. The 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, and even 5G, right? It keeps you connected. Okay, and then let's talk about the devices. The devices here means that your phone, the smartwatch, and then even the barcode scanner. Okay, next, the apps and the tools, okay, like GPS, and then for maps, and then the QR codes for payments, and RFID, you know, the easy tech technology make things seamless. Now let's talk about the superpower of the e-commerce. You know, the superpower of the e-commerce, first, it gives you the ubiquity. Ubiquity means that you buy anything, it's anytime. So for example, you are craving for something during the midnight, you can ask for delivery for midnight snack, okay? And then personalization. So apps recommend things you like, you know, the Netflix do this kind of thing, recommendations, right? And then the cost reduction. It's cheaper for business, okay? There's no rent for physical stores. And why is it so booming? You know that you love your phones that much. Am I right? Yeah. And then the technology, you know, technology it keeps improving, and it gives you, the powerful technology will lead to faster, smaller, and cheaper. And then when we talk about the society, um, the society is always on the move, like the mobile society. Think of food delivery, the Uber Eats, the Food Panda, something like that. And how about in the future? The future will even smarter, like smart homes, the digital cities, even AI run hospital, all connected through your phone. But wait, companies companies must manage the cost, and then the security. Okay, talking about the security, we need to be it needs to be no hackers, and the integration, you know the integration here, making everything work smoothly. So m-commerce is not just about shopping, it's the whole ecosystem that make life faster, make life cheaper, and even cooler, right? You know that how do you know how everyone in Taiwan is glued to their smartphones? I think it's not in Taiwan. Everyone in the worldwide. Okay. Why? Yeah. Even yourself, even me, everyone is always on your phone, right? I see some of the students during the physical class. They don't listen to the teachers. They don't listen to the professors. Their eyes are on their smartphones, right? So that's how it's proof, right? So everyone is glued to their phones. And that's part of this mobile commerce. Okay. And there are some reasons why this m-commerce is so booming. First is because the better phones. Remember when phones just called and texted? Now there are mini computers with great cameras and fast internet, right? I'm not sure that you were in the era where the phone just they have the ability for phone, a call, and then text. I believe that you were already in the era where the smartphones already booming. I'm not sure. Okay, whatever. And then why m-commerce is so booming? Second, because the reason that we love our phone, the handset culture, okay? The shopping, the banking, the food delivery, we do everything on them. And then the service economy. People want everything to be quick. People want everything to be easy services like Uber Eats, Foodpanda, and apps deliver that. Okay, and then companies push it. The brands want you to use their apps, like Shopee. They will give you discount, and then maybe, oh, sorry, the examples maybe not Shopee. Because I'm not sure the Shopee is available on websites. No, the Momo, they also have their websites, right? And then Momo also have the apps. Momo apps will give you more discount if you use Momo apps. If you're using a shopping interaction, shopping do something like that on the apps. Okay, so this is how the companies wants you to use their apps. And then the work on the go. Okay, this is the mobile force in the mobile enterprise, that more people work remotely or need mobile too. So in this case, they need that's why the m-commerce is so popular in this case. And then improve price or performance, okay, cheaper and faster. The data is cheaper. The phones are more affordable nowadays, and the 5G makes everything lightning fast. So in this case, m-commerce is not just convenient. It's driven by our phone obsession, better technology, and business adapting to our on-the-go, lifestyle. Okay, so now let's explore how the m-commerce is used in real-world business. You might think that m-commerce is just about, shopping apps, but it's actually more than that. It's actually transforming how the companies work too. Okay. Okay, so here are some cool examples. First one is field mobility. Imagine the technicians fixing elevators or the power lines. With the mobile apps, they can check manuals, order parts, and updates report instantly from their phones. So no more paper form. Okay. The second one is fleet mobility. So delivery companies, like Lalamove, use the GPS and the apps to track the drivers in real time to optimize their routes and even monitor the fuel usage. Okay. So there's a saying that faster deliveries, happier customers, right? All right. And then next one is the warehouse management. So the workers scan the barcodes with the smartphones to track the inventory instantly. So no more lost products or manual counting. Everything updates automatically. The last one is the DSD, is the direct store delivery. You need to think of a drink vendors restocking 7-Eleven. With mobile apps, they can proceed the payments, check check the stock levels, and even print the receipts on the spot. It saves tons of times, right? So again, m-commerce is not just for shopping. It's making business smarter, faster, and more efficient. Okay, so now let's break down the m-commerce, which is used in different areas. Okay, because m-commerce is not just about shopping, it's more than that. Right, so think of m-commerce as a super tool that solves problems for both business to business, B2B, and everyday users like B2C. And for business, it's field employees. Okay, it's for example, for repair technicians, they use apps to check the schedules, to file the reports, or to order parts on site. So no more paperwork. And then the fleet mobility or fleet management, for examples like delivery trucks. So GPS can track the drivers to optimize the routes, saving time and saving gas, and of course to monitor the cargo in real time. And then for warehouse management, the workers can scan the barcodes with phones to manage the inventory instantly. Okay, so no need manual counting. Next one, DSD, route accounting. So for the beverage vendors, for example, they can restock the convenience stores, take payments via mobile, and synchronize the data instantly with the HQ. And then for customers, okay, for customers, it's for Entertainment. You know, like the mobile gaming, like you know the mobile gaming more than me. Okay, so you know that, yeah, there is a lot of mobile gaming available out there. Okay, and then Netflix. Yes, Netflix. You can watch movie based on your free time, right? And then in terms of the transportation, you could book your Uber rides and you can check the bus times arrival on your phones, right? And then in terms of healthcare, yeah, you can also book doctor appointments or track the steps with your phones also, as well. And then the major industries, okay, for retail like mobile payments, okay, line pay, okay, Apple Pay, and for the healthcare as well, it's some hospitals, they offer an apps for patient records and telemedicine. And for logistic as well, it could track the package, okay. And for education, yeah, maybe you can, like, for iLearning 2.0, you can download an apps and you can track your grades, course information, and so on. Okay, so you know the e-commerce connects the technology and the real world, and so it needs to save time, money, and the hassle for everyone. Okay, now let's talk about something you literally all have in your hands right now, your phones. We're going to chat about mobile commerce. Okay, so why do you use your phone to order from Foodpanda and then pay for your bubble tea with Line Pay? Or maybe um, scroll through Shopee on MRT? Why? Yeah, because it's incredibly convenient. Okay, so it's one of the benefits of the e-commerce, right? Yeah, so the benefits work for both companies and for us as the customers. While for us, the customers, it's ultimate convenient. You can shop anytime, anywhere, where you stuck in a boring lecture. Yeah, bad idea. But you could be browsing for new stickers, and yeah, it's the power is in your pocket. And then it's instant gratification. You see a cool ad on Instagram, you can tap it and you can buy it in less than a minute. No getting on a computers later, right? And then location based deal. Your phone knows where you are. That's how you get a notification for a discount at the coffee shop that you're walking past. And then your phone also works as a mobile wallet. No more fumbling for cash. Just scan a QR code with your phone and you're done. Okay, I know that you guys are experts at this with LinePay and JacoPay kind of things. Okay. Meanwhile, for the businesses, okay, like the bubble tea shop or a local clothing brand, they can reach you in 24 hours in 7 days. Their store is always open on your phone. They can send you push notification about the new products or a limited times sale. And then through the app, they can offer you a loyalty points and personalized deals so that you can keep coming back to their store, right? And then they can also see what you browse and you buy, which helps them to restock the products that you actually want. So in this case, m-commerce is not just a trend, it's the new normal. It's all about making our lives easier and giving the businesses a smarter way to connect with us. So basically, if a store is not easy to use on your phone, it's probably already losing the business. All right, now let's talk about the technical infrastructure. So we will talk about the components and the services of the mobile computing. Okay, so the idea of connecting these powerful little devices to network without any cable is called mobile computing. So what is mobile computing? It's, mobile computing is the computing that connects a mobile device to a network or another computer devices anytime, anywhere. Okay. So mobile device is that's your phone, your tablets, or your laptops. It connects to a network. Okay, this is the most important part. It means it's using the Wi-Fi here on the campus, or maybe the mobile data, whether it's 4G or 5G from your telecom provider, like Zhonghua or maybe the Far Eastern or maybe Taiketa, or no, Taketa. Okay, and anywhere, anytime, anywhere, it means that you can be on the high-speed rail in a cafe or in the park, and you can still do what you need to do, like send a message, watch a video, or check your email. Okay, so technical infrastructure is the hidden stuff that makes this magic possible. So it's like the engineering under the road. You don't see it, but you need it to drive your car. This includes the cell tower, the Wi-Fi routers, the satellites, and all the software that helps your phone to find the connections and talk to other devices. Okay, so in short, the mobile computing is your devices plus a wireless connections plus the freedom to be anywhere. It's the technology that cuts the cord and lets us all stay connected. Okay, now let's decode some of these terms. Okay, the ingredients that make your phone so smart. Okay, the Bluetooth and then the GPS. I know, I believe that you already know these terms already. And then the PDA is small portable computers. So yeah, it's not too common nowadays because we already have our phones smarter than PDA. Okay, and then the short messaging services, yeah, it's like SMS. You send a text, and it's not quite common nowadays because we can use Line, we can use WhatsApp to send message. Okay, even to make a call, to make a video call, something like that. Okay, and then the smartphone itself. Okay, the smartphone itself is the mini computer, your iPhone, your Android, okay, which have the phone has the camera inside and wallet. It's the brain of the e-commerce. And then the WiMAX is the Wi-Fi for the whole cities. And then the wireless application protocol is the the technology that offers internet browsing from wireless devices. And then wireless local area network. I know that you already are familiar with this fancy name for Wi-Fi that lets your phone connects to the network at home and school. Okay. All right. So let's talk about devices. Okay. I think it's not too important because yeah, the devices, it means that your tablet, your smartphones, yeah, your iPad and kind of things, yeah. And there are some other mobile devices, okay, and maybe you may not know about, but you are already live with, okay, like smart books, like wake laptop tablets mix, yeah, it's perfect for students taking notes in classes. And then the wearable devices, your Apple Watch, yeah, your Apple Watch, and then the input and the output technology, the screen, okay, where your phone responds to the swipe and pinch, yeah, it's the screen. And then the cameras, yeah, it's just known for selfies. It can also to scan the QR code, yes, to pay at the 7-Eleven, or maybe translate the text instantly, yes. And then the voice and speech talk, yes, talk to Siri or the Google Assistant to set a reminders or to translate something, okay. And there are some specialized tools in this case, yeah, they have a RFID. It's the magic behind the easy card, yeah, you can just wave your card and scanners read it wirelessly. And then the micro browsers, the mobile browsers, the lightweight, the Chrome or Safari on your phone, it's to optimize for small screens. There's no zooming needed, right? Okay, and a desktop mobile, the desktop mobile like cars, smart dashboard, okay, like a Tesla's touchscreen for GPS or music, okay. So these are another devices. Okay, so now let's talk about mobile computing software and services, okay. All right, so first we have mobile portals. Think of this as a special doors to the internet designed just for your phone. They gather everything you might need, like news, video, shopping, and make it easy to access on the go. So it's like having a personal assistant who organizes the internet for you. Next, the content providers. The content providers are the people or the companies that create all the stuff you see online, like videos, the articles, the games. Because, without them, your phone would be pretty boring, right? And next, the SMS, the short message services. Who here use SMS? Yes, the texting, okay? Texting. Even though we have apps like Line or WhatsApp now, the SMS is the old school way to send short text. It's simple but super reliable, like a digital postcard. So, the mobile computing is about all these tools working together to keep you connected. Okay, got it. Now, the next one, after SMS, now we have MMS. It's the multimedia messaging service. You know SMS for texting? The MMS is the upgraded version. It lets you to not send just a message, the text, but also pictures, videos, or even the audio clip. Okay, so it's like texting but with emojis, with memes and voice notes. And next one is the location based services. Ever open the Google Maps and it magically knows where are you? Yeah, that's the location based technology. It uses GPS to give you directions to find nearby restaurants, to give you tag on your Instagram post, okay? It's super handy and super interesting. And then the voice support services. Okay, so have you ever called a bank or a delivery company and then you heard a robot voice says, press 1 for English, press 2 for customer service, press 3 for blah 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 blah, okay? Yeah, that's the IVR, the interactive voice response. It's the system that lets you interact with the computer using your voice or your keypad. And then finally, the voice portal. So imagine calling a phone number and instead of a person, a friendly robot reads you the news, the weather, and even your email. So it's like a website, but for your ears, okay? So yeah, the mobile computing is just, it's not just about tapping or typing, it's more about rich media, knowing where you are, and even talking to machines. Okay, now let's talk about how your devices talk to each other wirelessly. Okay, first, imagine the personal area network as your own tiny invisible bubble of the connectivity. It's like a mini network just for your gadget when they are super close to you. Think of your wireless earbuds connecting to your phone or your smartwatch syncing data with your laptop. The range is short, right? Just like a few meters, but it's perfect for your personal devices to share stuff without cables, okay? That's the personal area network. And then the Bluetooth. You've all used this, right? So it's the magic behind your wireless headphones, the speakers, or even the file transfers between phones. So the Bluetooth is like a universal language for devices to chat over short distance. No internet needed. Just turn it on, pair them, and boom, they are connected. Now, the WLAN, okay? WLAN, sorry. The wireless local area network. It's the fancy term for a wireless bubble that lets devices link up to network or each other within a limited area, like your home, a cafe, or even a classroom or a university. Okay, and now the star of the wireless local area network is Wi-Fi. It's short for wireless fidelity. Okay, it's the invisible magic that makes the WLAN work. The Wi-Fi follows the rules like the it's kind of standard. Okay, E triple E 802 something. Okay, it's to ensure your devices can stream the videos, download files, or to scroll the Instagram smoothly. Okay, so the WLAN is the network, the Wi-Fi is the language it speaks. Okay, so it's simple as that. Okay, now the WiMAX. The WiMAX is the worldwide interoperability for microwave access. Okay, and think of it like a superpowered Wi-Fi that covers an entire city instead of just your home or your campus. It's used the standard of the EEE 802.16. It was 11 previously. Now it's 0.16 to deliver the fast internet over long distance. It's perfect for places where laying cables is tough. So imagine getting the high-speed internet on your laptop while riding the MRT across Taipei. That's the WiMAX potential, okay? Next, we have uh, WWAN, okay, Wireless Wide Area Network. This is what keeps you connected everywhere via your smartphones. When you use 4G or 5G mobile data outside the Wi-Fi zones, you're using WWAN. It's like an invisible blanket of coverage spanning the entire countries. It's powered by the cell towers, okay? So for short, the Wi-Fi is your apartment's wireless. The WiMAX is the Taipei's wireless. The WWAN is the Taiwan's wireless. Okay. Okay, so let me explain how the Wi-Fi works in a way that's as simple as sharing a meme with friends. So imagine the Wi-Fi is like an invisible game of catch between your devices and the internet. The picture, okay, the picture or the access point of the router. This is your Wi-Fi router, that box with blinking lights, you know, right? The router. Okay, this is the router. Oh, sorry. This is the router, and then it's connected to the internet through a cable like a DSL or even satellite. Okay, it throws the data using radio waves up to 14 feet, covering your home or classroom, something like that. And then the catcher is your devices, okay? Your devices can be a laptop or your phones, yeah, something like that, or your tablets, okay? So your phone or laptop has this kind of wireless PC card. It's like a tiny glove to catch these radio waves. So when you stream a video or load a web page, you're basically playing catch with the router, okay? And then the backbone, the internet connection, okay? The router gets its data from either a cable or this DSL modem like Chunghwa Telecom's broadband, or even from satellite, okay, from satellite for the super remote areas. All right. And this is how the m-commerce system works, okay? Okay, so, okay, I will give you an examples of you ordering a bubble tea with your phone, okay? When you tap, okay, first one, when you tap or clicked, okay, you make a request, like checking your bank balance or buying a concert ticket, your phone sends an encrypted signals, okay? It's a secret code through a transmission tower, okay? So it's just like shouting your orders to a tea shop, but it's way more secure, okay? And then the signals zoom through the landlines, underground cables, or maybe mobile middleware like the WEP, okay? And then they act like a translator to find the right web server, okay? So like your order being passed from the cashier to the kitchen, something like that, okay? And then the web server cooks up the data, okay? The server hunts for in the information, your maybe your bank balance or the ticket options in this case, and its databases, the web pages stored as the HTML, okay, and then wraps it up securely, and then it's delivered to your phone, okay, delivered to your phone. The response gets translated back into the wireless language. So your phones, the micro browsers, the mini Internet Explorer can display clearly. So it's just like getting your bubble tea with a straw and napkin, something like that. Okay. All right, now let's talk about the mobile banking. Okay. I think that you are already familiar with the mobile banking because every day you need to check your account balance. You probably need to transfer money to a friend or pay bills while riding the MRT. Yeah, so this one is part of the mobile banking, which lets you do this anytime, anywhere. So you don't need to visit a bank branch. It's like having an ATM in your pocket, okay? But there's more something cool about this financial app. It's called mobile stock trading. It's buy and sell stocks instantly, like playing a game but with the real money. Okay, it's not a game because if you lose, then you will lose your money. Okay, and then the real estate apps. If you hunt for apartments or check the housing prices while drinking a bubble tea, you don't need to visit agency for in persons, right? It's convenient, it's speed is faster, and it's of course is safety. Yeah, it's safe because uh this kind of apps will use encryptions. All right, so let's move on to the next one. It's called a mobile enterprise solution. Okay, let's talk about what is a mobile enterprise. You know, imagine a company where employees don't need to sit at their desk all day to get work done. They can use smartphones, they can use tablets or laptops to stay connected and productive from anywhere. Yeah, that's the mobile enterprise. It's all about using mobile technology to improve the communication and the efficiency within a business. Okay, for examples, salespeople can use the mobile apps to track the customers' orders, to support teams that can help the clients remotely, and the service staff that can update reports while on the move. Even if someone spends just 10 hours a week away from their desk, they are considered a mobile worker. So, mobile enterprise is like giving your company superpowers to work smarter, to work faster, and more flexibly because you can work like anytime, anywhere. It's pretty cool, right? All right, everyone. Now, let's imagine that you are a salesperson, but you are not working in an office and always outside visiting clients. And this is what we call a mobile workforce. And this slides is all about the good things and the tricky problems that comes with using your phone and laptop to work from anywhere. First, we go from the benefits. Okay, the benefits. It's all about making life easier and make efficient for these workers. Yes. And we're talking about the apps that helps the salespeople to track their customers. It's called Salesforce automation. Okay. And then another apps that helps a repairman to manage his job. Okay, it's called the field force automation, or just being able to check your email or company files from a coffee shop. Okay, it's called a mobile office applications. So basically, it's like giving them a powerful portable office to do everything better. But of course, there will be a challenge. There's always be a challenge. The biggest problems in Taiwan, you know, probably it's about the network coverage gaps. You know that when you are on MRT or maybe in the basement and your phone will drop, the signals will drops from 4G to no service. Okay? So that's the huge problem if you need to send a report right away. And another issues including the managing all the different phones and the plans for a big company. Okay, it's about the device management and making sure that the internet connections is fast and stable enough for everyone. Okay, so it's about the bandwidth management. So we know that the idea is great, making it work smoothly every time, but it's always comes with a real challenge. Okay, now let's talk about the mobile solution. It's still talking about the mobile solutions, but now we're focusing on something very specific. Okay, the managing cars, trucks, and delivery people. Anything that moves for a company. Okay, we call this a fleet and transportation management. Okay, and think about a big company, like 7-Eleven that has a trucks to deliver goods every day. And then how do they make sure that this process is smooth? That's where these mobile solutions come in. And for example, this fleet maintenance. So it's like a reminder on your phone for a health checkup, but for company vehicles. It uses apps to tell the manager, hey, this truck needs an oil change next week. Okay, so it doesn't break down unexpectedly. And then tracking people and vehicles. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like using a Google Maps to see where your food delivery is. Okay. And a company can see all their drivers on a map in real time. This will help them to know where their assets are and to find the quickest route and provide the accurate estimates to customers. And finally, the transportation management. Okay, transportation management is like a big picture. It's like a brain that uses all this mobile data to plan the most efficient delivery route, the scheduled drivers, and to manage the costs. So it's all about using technology to move things smarter, faster, and cheaper. Okay, so let's imagine you're managing a fleet of delivery trucks across Taiwan. And then, how do you know where each vehicle is, whether it's stuck in the traffic or heading to the right location? Yeah, that's where the GPS vehicle tracking comes in. And here's how it works. Okay, it's out from the GPS satellites. The GPS satellite sends the signals to the truck's GPS device, and the data travels through the satellite network to a central operation, okay, to the central operation center which process everything and stores in it a server. And then using your phone, okay, your smartphone or maybe tablets, okay, or PDA in the old times. Okay, you can check locations of any vehicles in real time. So it's like having a bird eye to view entire fleet. And these systems will helps the companies to improve the delivery speed, reduce the fuel cost, and keep the customers updated. Okay. So maybe when you ordering something on Food Panda or Uber Eats, you will see uh your food is coming your way, something like that. Okay. So this is the tech which making it happen. Okay, now okay, still about the mobile business solution. But now we're moving from the outside sales team into inside a warehouse, okay? Think of a huge busy warehouse like those of the PC Home or Momo. How can mobile tech help there? Well, the workers, they use a special tough devices. Some of them are mounted on forklift or a forklift. Some are maybe the handheld scanners, like a super advanced game controllers, and some are even hands-free, where you talk to the computers and then it will talk back, telling where you to go. Okay, and this all helps them to find products super fast and to ship orders accurately. Okay. And finally, it mentions about the iPad. Okay. It's not just for playing games. In companies, the managers use iPad for presentations, to check reports during a meetings, or to improve things instantly, like walking around the office. So, from the warehouse floor to the manager's desk, the mobile devices are everywhere in the business. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, the mobile entertainment and other customers, consumer services. Okay, so now let's talk about something that I'm sure you all love, the mobile entertainment. This is probably the part of mobile technology you know best. Okay. Basically, the mobile entertainment means any fun activity you do on your phone that uses the internet. Okay, like 4G or 5G, and usually cost money. Think about it when you stream music, okay, like Spotify or Apple Music, and then watch the video on YouTube, or maybe you play on an online game. That's you're using mobile entertainment. Okay. And this on this list, they're also called mobile gambling. Okay. And getting sports updates instantly, which are other popular examples. But there are always some hurdles to growth or problems that make it difficult for these devices to become even more popular. Maybe the data network is too slow, maybe it makes the video buffer, or maybe the games are too expensive. So while we are love using our phones for fun, the companies are still working on making it all perfect experience for everyone. Okay, so now let's switch a little bit. Okay, we have talked about using mobile technology for work and also for fun. But now let's see how it helps in important service industry that we all depends on. Okay, think about in the healthcare. Okay, you imagine a nurse using a tablet to instantly update a patient's records instead of using papers files. You know that this makes everything faster and safer. Or in hospitality like hotels, where the staffs can use the mobile devices to check gas in right at the club, at the curb, it makes the process super smooth. And it's also huge for, the public safety. The police officers, they can use the mobile systems in their cars to quickly check the informations, which helps in the crime prevention and keeping communities safer. So, from hospitals to hotel to our streets, the mobile technology is not just for convenience. It's helping to provide critical services and even the save lives. Okay, it's pretty amazing. Now let's talk about location-based mobile commerce. Okay, so it's part of really smart part of the mobile commerce. Okay, the location-based services. This might sound complicated, but you probably already use it. And basically, the L-commerce, the location-based M-commerce, means that your phone uses the GPS to give you deals or information based exactly on where you are right now. For example, you're walking near a bakery and then your phone will get a notification. Hey, you're nearby. Here's 20% off coupon for a cake. That's an L-commerce. It sends you a business offer at a specific location and time. And to make this work, the business use a special tracking technology. It's called the RTLS. It's the real-time location system. So it's a very precise real-time Google Maps for objects. Okay, so examples will be when you're using a phone to find a Uber Eats delivery driver on the map, you are seeing their location in real time. So it's all about using locations to make shopping and services more convenient and personal for you. Okay, now let's talk about the infrastructure of the L-commerce. Okay, imagine you are ordering something online, maybe, bubble tea or something else like uh, stinky tofu, the tofu, and you want it delivered fast and accurately. Okay, that's called L-commerce. Okay, comes in. It uses your mobile device. It uses your internet connections and GPS to figure out where you are and match you with the nearby services. So behind the scenes, there's a whole system working together. Your phone, okay, your phone, the mobile device, and then the internet is the communication network, the GPS, the positioning component, and the apps or the service you are using is the service provider, and the company providing the products or the informations. It's called the content provider. So when a delivery person shows up at your exact location, it's not a magic, it's a smart technology making it happens. Okay. Now let's talk about the components of the LBS. Okay. Let's make this super easy to understand. When you use in apps like Google Maps or Uber, there's a whole system working behind the scenes to figure out your location and give you the right service. These systems, is called LBS, the location based service, and it's powered by several key components. First, it's the satellites, okay? Satellites, and then the satellites will send the signals to your phone's GPS to figure out where you are, okay? And then that location information travels through the mobile network. Okay, let's see. And then gets processed by the servers using the smart software. And these servers connect with the, GIS. It's a geographic information system to match your location with useful data, like, nearby restaurants, the tourist spots, or even your friend's location. And finally, all of this sent back to your device through the internet, okay? So you can see it instantly. So next time when you get a bubble tea shop nearby notification, just know that there's a whole team working behind the scenes to make it happen. Okay, so let's talk about how your phone knows where you are. Okay, it's not a magic. It's actually a science, and that is called a geolocation. Okay, it means that your phone can automatically figure out your exact physical locations without you having to type in your address. So how does it work? Well, there are two main ways. The first is through mobile network itself. This is called a network based positioning. And think about the cell phone towers around the city. Your phone is always connected to them. By measuring your signal strength to several different towers, the networks can triangulate or calculate your approximate location. Okay? And the famous way is the GPS. It's the signals icon on your phone, these signals. It uses the satellites in space to pinpoint your location very precisely, which is perfect for Google Maps or tracking your morning run. Okay, so in short, the geolocation uses either the network of the cell towers or the satellites to automate find your location and give you the service that you need. Okay, so now let's talk about the terminal-based positioning, okay, and GPS. The terminal-based positioning means that your phone sends the signals to nearby cell towers, and based on how strong those signals are, the system estimates your location. So it's like your phone saying, "Hey, I'm somewhere near this tower." However, on the other hand, the GPS use the satellites orbiting the Earth to pinpoint your exact location. That's super accurate, even down to a few meters. So whether you are in a shopping mall in Kaohsiung or maybe hiking in a Taroko National Park, you know, this technology will help your phone to guide you, send you over, or maybe deliver your bubble tea to the right spot. Okay, so let's think of a location-based data as all the smart things your phone can do because it knows where you are. It can do 5 key things like locating where am I, okay, when like when the Google Map shows you with a little blue dot, okay, and then the navigating, how do I get to the night market, getting turn by turn directions, and then searching find a coffee shop near me right now, and identifying what is the cool mountain I can see, okay, and then the apps will tell you maybe it's Yamingshan, okay, and then even checking are there any concert or events happening nearby this weekend, and this all the magic is powered by a special computer systems called a GIS, okay, GIS, we have talked about this before, okay, GIS. GIS is a super smart digital map that doesn't just show the streets but can analyze and display all kinds of information on top of those streets. Okay. And the best examples the apps can use you use every day, you know, the Google Maps, use it for live traffic updates, and then Uber use it to connect you with the driver and you can see the car moving on the maps, and then maybe calculate your fare based on the distance. Okay, so it's all about using a location to make your life much easier and more connected. Okay, now let's talk more about the location-based service, okay? All right, so basically an LBS, yeah, we have talked about this before. It's any app on your phone that uses your location to give you a useful information. It uses the mobile network or GPS to know where you are and then delivers a special service right to you. The quick examples is AVL. The AVL is the automatic vehicle location. Yeah, you know, we're talking about the Uber's Eat and Foodpanda before. You can watch the car or the delivery driver move on the maps in real time. So it's called AVL, Automatic Vehicle Location. Another cool type is a social location-based marketing. Okay, this is when the apps like, you know, Instagram or Facebook use your location for ads. For examples, you check in at the night market and then you see an ad or a coupon for a bubble tea shop near right next to you. Okay, so it combines your location with the social networking to offer you relevant deals. Okay, now let's talk about okay, so we have talked about the cool things location-based service can do, you know, but it's not perfect. There are some big barriers, problems that can stop them from working well. First, think about the device itself. While most phones today have GPS, some cheaper ones might not, and the accuracy might be bad, you know. The Google Maps get confused and then thinks you are on the wrong streets. Yes, have you ever experienced this? Yes. And then the network, if the network bandwidth is limited, then like you have bad connections, and then the map cannot load properly. Yes? Yeah. And then for companies, Okay, for companies, the big question is the cost cost benefit justification. Is it worth spending a lot of money to develop a complicated app that only a few people will use? Okay, and then, but maybe the biggest problem is the last one. It's called invasion of privacy. How do you feel when an app you just downloaded asks you to know your exact locations? It can feel, it's a little bit creepy, right? People worry about who else can see where they are and how that information is used. So, even though the technology is amazing, these are the big challenge that we need to be solved. Okay, now let's talk about something else. It's called ubiquitous or pervasive computing and sensory networks. Okay, ubiquitous computing or Ubicom. You may also hear it called pervasive computing. So ubiquitous is just a fancy word for everywhere. Okay, ubiquitous is just a fancy word for everywhere. So this idea is about computers being everywhere around us, but not in the way you think. We're not talking about laptops or phones. Instead, it means tiny computers are being embedded or built right into an object and environments around us. Okay, so think about a smart air conditioner that you can control from your phone, or a sensor in the shop doors that counts the customers automatically. These computers are all around us, working in backgrounds without us even noticing. The small difference between the two terms is that the ubiquitous computing can include mobile things like a smartwatch on your wrist, and for the purpose of computing, often refers to computing that's fixed in the environment, like, the smart sensors in the building. So it's basically the idea of a world where the computing is everywhere, making things smart and connected, but it's so smooth that you don't even have to think about. Okay, it's like magic happening all around you. Okay, now let's dive a bit deeper into the idea of the computers being everywhere, which we call the pervasive computing. This is not just about one big computer, it's about many small smart devices working together based on a few key principles. Okay, first, the system is decentralized. Okay, meaning that there's no single boss computer. There are many devices share the word. There's also called diversification, meaning that all kinds of different devices, from your fridge to your shoes, can have computing power. Of course, they will all need connectivity to talk to each other, and everything is designed for simplicity so that it just works without you needing to be tech expert. Okay, and a really smart part of this is a context aware computing. So this means that your devices can sense what's happening around them and react automatically. For examples, your phone might sense that you're driving using its sensors and switch to do not to do not disturb mode. Okay, and the context is the situation it detects. You've probably heard of the Internet of Things, IoT, yes? Well, that's the huge network of all these everyday subjects, like, the lights, the watches, and the cars. They are connected and sharing data. It's the technology that makes pervasive computing possible. So it's all about creating smart, responsive environment that makes our life easier. Okay, so let's make this concept really practical. We've talked about computers being everywhere. This is where we see it in actions. Think about the smart grid. Okay, this is just about the electricity poles and wires anymore. It's an electricity network that uses digital technology, like a brain, okay, to manage the power. Imagine your home's electricity meter could talk to the power company. Okay. So during a super hot day when everyone is using an air conditioning, instead of having a blackout, the smart grid could automatically adjust things to save the energy. It makes the whole system more efficient and reliable. This is just one smart application. We also have smart homes where your lights and air conditioner can be controlled from your phone. And then smart cars that can avoid accidents. Okay, so it's all about using digital technology to make the systems we use every day much more intelligent and responsive. Okay, so it's like giving everyday things a brain to help them to work better for us. Okay, so let's look at this diagram, which it's a messy. Okay, it's a bit messy at first. This is showing us the environment of the smart grid, and it's like a map of all the different people and the systems that need to talk each other to make smart energy work. On one side, you have the customer, okay? This big is customer. It's that's you and me at home or the business owner, okay? And then the other side, you see the service provider, okay? The company that gives us the electricity, like Taipower in Taiwan. And then you see the operation, the markets, and the distribution. It shows all the different departments inside the power company that have to communicate, okay? And the most important part is all those lines labeled communication, okay? These labels. And this is shows that for the grid to be smart, every single part from the power that for the grid to be smart, every single part, and it needs to be connected and constantly talking to each other through a network. So in simple terms, this picture shows that the smart grid is not just about a technology, it's about building a web of communication between the user and every part of the electricity company to make sure that the power is delivered efficiently. Okay, so let's bring the idea of the smart everything right into your daily life. Okay, we're talking about smart homes and even smart car. Imagine your house, okay, could take care of itself. That's what smart homes are about. You could use your phone to control the lighting, you're turning on the lights on off from your bed, And then you could have the energy management where your air conditioner adjusts automatically to save the electricity when no one is home. There's water control to detect the leaks and home security system that lets you to see who is at your door from anywhere in the world. Plus, everything from your TV to your refrigerator, okay, could be connected, making entertainment easier, okay, and your fridge able to tell you when you are out of milk. Okay. So it doesn't stop at home. You know, the smart and driverless cars are like robots on wheels. They can sense everything around them, drive by themselves, and help to avoid the accidents. So all this technology is about making our life safer, more convenient, and fun at the same time. Okay, and now let's talk about two key technology that make smart environments possible. Okay, first, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen those anti-theft tags on the clothes in a store? Or maybe you use an easy card to take the MRT, take a bus with the easy card. Yeah, so that's technology is called RFID, okay? Radio frequency identification. It's a short-range wireless technology that used a little tech, okay? The one like the one on your card, and the reader, the machine you tap on to talk to each other and share the data without any physical contact. Now, imagine a network of many tiny devices that can do more than just hold the data. A sensor network, okay, is a small sensing nodes that can feel things in the environment, like the temperature, the light, the motion, okay, to a little computing and then wirelessly share that information with each other. So it's like giving that environment a nervous system. And these smart sensors are used in everything from monitoring from land to managing traffic. But here's the big questions with all these devices collecting data everywhere. How about privacy? Okay, how about privacy? If your things are always sensing and communicating, how do we make sure that your personal information is safe? It's a very important issue we have to solve as this technology grows. Okay. Okay, we've talked about amazing things mobile commerce can do, but now we have to talk about not so fun part, the problems and challenges that companies face when they try to implement it. Think about when you shop online on your phone. The biggest concern are the security and the privacy. How do you know your credit card information is safe? Or that an app is not tracking your location without you want it to? You know that these are the huge issues. And then there are the technological barriers. Maybe the website is not designed well for a small screen, or the mobile network is too slow and the payment page will not load. And these small problems can cause a big failures for a business if the customers get frustrated and leave. Okay. And then we also have to think about the bigger questions. What are the ethical and the legal rules for collecting someone's data? And could looking at your tiny mobile screen all day cause health issues? And the last one is about the mobility management. It's about handling a device smoothly as it moves between different Wi-Fi and cell networks without dropping the connections. So once again, that mobile commerce is convenient. Make it work securely, reliable, and ethically is the real challenge for businesses. All right. So yeah, we have talked about mobile commerce in these chapters. If you have any questions, just post them on the discussion forum, that the one in the iLearning. Okay. Okay, that's all of the chapter 6. We will see you again in the next chapter. Okay, goodbye.